What's up, all you minties? This is the Uncanny Omar from Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions, and today I'm gonna be talking about my top 10 must-buys, must-reads, essential buys for the month of September of 2022. This is where I talk about the books that I think people should check out, read, or buy if you want to. So, let's get started. Before getting started, I do want to remind everybody to smash that like button. YouTube algorithm is all busted up, and that very minimal thing you do by hitting the like button helps out a long way. Check out our Patreon and Spreadshop. Great ways to support the channel if you can do so. And thank you to all our existing patrons. So today I'm going to be talking about the top 10 collected editions, graphic novels that are coming out in September that should not be missed or should be on people's radars if they're interested in these type of books. Kicking off the list on September 6th from Marvel Comics, X-Men Epic Collection, Dissolution and Rebirth. Why? Well, because when this book was released, granted it was during the pandemic, it just sold out and went so quick. So they did a small restock, and now it's back officially under a brand new printing. So this one is $44.99, has 488 pages in there. Now you're going to find, of course, the work of Chris Claremont in here, Jim Lee, Mark Silvestri, just of what we call the Outback years. A lot of underrated stories are found in here, and stories featuring the character of Moira McTaggart in there if you've been enjoying The House and Powers of X, or by Will Spertasio and Jim Lee doing the cover, but that one featuring the early appearance of Gambit. So a lot of important things happened here, and that's why I'm adding one. So try to get in there. I always tell people the first week or so. Norigami Omnibus, I run by Arachitoka, who is both the writer and artist on the book. So one that is on my radar, should be on yours. See, this is where you're going to find stuff like that. Most people are going to tell you to buy the deluxe edition of Curse of the White Knight, which I probably should have, but instead I went with something else. It's a hard list to do, to keep yourself at 10. Moving on to 7 to Eternity. Yeah, this might have been on my list last year. I can't remember. Doesn't matter. Issues 1 through 17 in their entirety. Rick Remender, Jeromo Pena working together again. Matt Hollingsworth doing the colors. Oh man, this is so good. So he is reunited with Jeromo Pena. They work together on Fear Agent. They work together on Uncanny X-Force. And now they're bringing together 7 to Eternity, 544 pages. The book retails for $59.99. Post-apocalyptic world. I don't even need to tell you what it's about. Seriously, going into these books completely blind sometimes is the best experience you're going to have. But I've been looking forward to this for a year now since it was mentioned, and it is finally coming out. Moon Knight Epic Collection, Butcher's Moon. So this is volume 4 of Moon Knight, collecting Marvel Team Up 144, Moon Knight 1 through 6. After being gone from just all over the Marvel Universe, Marvel decided to bring him back. So this has Mark Spector era. So we are going to get an omnibus of this, but I know there's a lot of epic collectors that... Gotham City Sirens, by the way. It was never Harley Quinn in the Gotham City Sirens, but they're trying to sell it on that name. This is the 2022 edition. It has the exact same material. The price has gone up. It's gone from Paul Dini issues. I know Sean McKeever eventually takes over the book, but those Paul Dini issues are freaking phenomenal. And then you have the artwork. No, I'm sorry, it wasn't Sean McKeever. It was Tony Bedard. Tony Bedard ended up taking over the run. Gillen March's artwork through here is just phenomenal. Phenomenal. Peter Calloway also does a lot of work in here, so completely worth checking out if you've not read it. Been out of print for a number of years, and it is back now. Now, Black Adam, The Dark Age. One of the best, if not the very best, Black Adam story ever by Peter Tomasi and Doug Mahnke. Both of them, this is where they began their journey working together, and then they went over to the Green Lantern Corps, and of course they went over to do some stories with Superman, and yeah, this is an amazing miniseries, all 6 issues. Now, I've seen both a movie on, I don't know, but I think the comic cover might be available just through the direct market. It's being resolicited for this particular date. Vincent Faust, by the way, I'm pretty sure that this is when it's supposed to come. So I added it here just in case. And I also added it because I didn't want anybody to miss it. I've done an overview of this. I've done an old reader, new reader of this. It is a phenomenal take on Red Sonja. Yes, it's different than the classic stuff. But then again, that classic stuff, nobody can... It's an unfair comparison. But I thought she did a phenomenal job with the character and her take of Red Sonja. I think Amy Chu's the one that took over the run after she left. Blue and Gold. Now, like I said, other channels are going to be like, Curse of the White. No, oh my gosh, yes. Blue and Gold, issues 1 through 8, all collected in one trade paperback. This is my social media presence, so he hires Ted. It's ridiculous, but I'm in.